For the first couple of years, I was very pleased with it. We got to just under $1 million, and Farmers was awesome. At the time, it was just myself and my daughter. My goal this year is to get to a $5 million book. If you search in Austin, Texas, the highest rated home insurance agents were in the top 3. That Google search is huge.
I'm David Denning. I'm one of the founders of Jumpstart Go behind me, who runs the marketing for insurance agents group that you guys are a part of, where you guys are watching this right now. And we created this group as a free resource for agents to connect, to share ideas, thoughts, discussions, best practices, talk about marketing and really anything involved with inside their insurance business, find referral partners, and so we love doing weekly training with you guys on a Facebook Live or a webinar, sharing on all kinds of different topics like I just talked about. So we love this. We love how fast this group has grown and continues to grow. We love the community here. And we have a full team of, Chelsea, Chanel, Rigo, Allie, myself, Amy, so many people that we love to help out in this group. So if you ever have a question, you're ever looking for a resource, a training, you ever need anything, just reach out, just say hi, and we're happy to get that to you, connect you. We love connecting people. We love helping however we can. So just say hi and reach out. We love having you guys here. So with that, also work with agents, probably about 300 inside of our programs as well, inside the Closers Click, Legends, Producers Academy, insurance agency as well. But we love working with agents in depth like Nancy. And so we're going to talk about a little bit about tonight and some of Nancy's amazing growth. And so Nancy, I would love if you give a little bit of background on yourself. We already know you're a professional bowler, but let's hear some more background on Nancy, who we're going to be discussing everything with tonight.
Absolutely. I started out in the bowling business, as David alluded to, was there for 20 years. And the president of our company sold the bowling center to a national organization, and I decided I could not stay. I had to leave. And the president of our company introduced me to his brother, and we had gone skiing and all kinds of things with these people. And every time they saw me, they were both farmers agents. They said, "You need to become an agent. You'd be perfect at this." And I blew them off until I decided I had to leave the bowling business. Went up, shadowed them half a day each, came back and said, "That's what I'm doing." And it's been history ever since. Been in the business for 23 years now, and love every day of it. It's awesome. It's been much easier since I found David and Elle and Jumpstart Go. So I have to admit that's been a very big plus.
Oh, thank you, Nancy. But I'm very interested. So from professional bowling, and you shadowed for half a day, what was it that you saw that was like, oh, insurance is the industry for me, and PNC is what I want to do? What was it that was really interesting and drew you to that? Obviously, so different than the bowling world.
Yes.
And so a lot of agents here are like, hey, what was it that was like, what, this is a great opportunity?
There's a lot of camaraderie in the organizations that I was in. People were laughing and smiling and having a good time. And if you have to work, I get to work, but if you have to work, you want to do, at the time I had to work. So, and now I get to work, but I saw that and knew that this was something that I could be a part of. And I'm sure I could grow a business inside the engine of insurance, and that it would be a great opportunity for me and for my family. So that's how I started.
Right? I love it. I love, we look forward to diving into that journey of, I know originally started off farmers, the moving independent world, and just all your successes there, and really diving in. So the very first thing I want to talk about is a bit about the beginning. So let's go back to where this kind of started here. So, but big congratulations on your success, like I said.
Thank you.
But we know in the beginning it was tough. It wasn't easy. No. Things weren't just like rocket smooth, like skyrocket to success. So what were those biggest challenges you were facing when you were getting started? Like what was going on?
Like you said in the beginning, I was a farmer's agent for 18 years, and I sold my book, and I opened an independent agency. And the week that I opened it, I sat down at my desk. I went, "Okay, we've got an independent agency. Now what do you do?" And I was terrified. Like, how am I going to get this? I can't go after my clients with farmers. There's a non-compete in place. Where are we going to go? And it just so happened in the very beginning, I ran into a gentleman that invited me to a networking group. It ended up being a huge group, probably 400 people in it, and my agency just started going. So it was working. Word of mouth, referral, network marketing, referral marketing, that type of thing. And it was rocking along. We were going okay. And for the first couple of years, I was very pleased with it. We got to just under $1 million and life was good. And then all of a sudden, Jumpstart Go and David and Elle come along and they enticed me and I joined their group. And then it just blew up. It's been fabulous ever sinse.
We're very enticing.
Yes, you are. So, very much so.
I love it. So Nancy, before we're going back to that and kind of what was going on at that point in time. I don't want to jump right over this because I think it's kind of important. Like the switching from farmers to the independent side. One, that's a big shift, mm-hmm. Going captive to indie. And then the second thing also going from a very structured, we got processes, we got systems, we mm-hmm. got SOPs and paperwork and everything to a, hey, you're on your own now with an independent agency. Can you walk me through that a little bit more on, what made you end up deciding to make that transition? And then like you said, what was that like at the beginning of them? Like, okay, how do we build an independent agency?
Exactly. Well, I have to first say that Farmers was awesome. They have an incredible training program, taught me everything I knew about the insurance business. And I was talking to someone earlier today. I don't know how someone would start out as a rookie independent agent without having some kind of training background in insurance, because there's not a lot of training. There's not a lot of structure. Like David said, it's up to you to determine how you want to go. And that's exactly what we did. At the time, it was just myself and my daughter, and we put policies in place, we put procedures in place and got things rocking and rolling, and it was tremendous. But if you didn't have the background, you need to find somebody that you can get that background from, either a mentor or a coach or someone that will help you get to the structure that you need, because you don't have it in the independent world.
And you probably have a similar mentality to us on this. I'm probably never going to be like a captive bad, independent good, or vice versa, right, or anything like that. Like, there obviously is pros and cons, and especially if you are brand new to insurance, maybe coming in like a captive side to learn the ropes and systems and good training, mm-hmm. and then maybe later on independent makes sense, very much like your journey or something like that, because you're right. Like on the independent side, especially P&C world, like it is sink or swim, figure it out. There's no one watching over you, making sure that you got all the right things to do, and there's a lot to go into building mm-hmm. a P&C agency. So
absolutely.
So I love hearing that journey. I wanted to come back and bring that up. And what year was that you
went independent in 2018? And so I'm in my 5th year now. The first 2 years we were just rocking along. We didn't do a whole lot. We got to just below $1 million in 2 years, and then things changed. And in the last 2.5 years, we've gone from just under $1 million to $3.3 million. So it's done very
awesome.
well.
Turbocharged it, yeah. So yeah. It's skyrocketing. So
absolutely,
I love it. And now the next, in fact, I want to go ahead and ask now, but we'll come back to the challenges in a second, and why, because we're talking about that growth and stuff. Mm-hmm. So what's the goals this year? Like, what are the big things you want to accomplish 2023? Because I love talking about goals.
Absolutely, I have some pretty major goals in place. My goal to start off with is hiring 4 producers this month, with 4 producers next month, and then hopefully by the 3rd month we'll be hiring 8 producers a month or more. I'm always hiring and looking for it. It's a remote job. Don't have to be in the office. Right now we're in Texas, but we're expanding in other states. So if you're interested in coming on board, we can certainly look at getting brokered in various states. But my goal this year is to get to a $5 million book. And
$5 million book, and I think total. The goal is at least 24 agents or something like that.
24 agents for the year.
24 agents for the year, and getting to a $5.5 million book. And so I love it. I love the big goals. I love the vision. And part of that is also adding in or doing more on the life side too, which
yes.
is I know a big focus also there.
Well, I want to have a life division and a Medicare division and final expense division.
Full service brokerage.
Absolutely.
And historically, as of now, specialties have been on commercial and personal lines, P&C, correct?
Correct.
Writing businesses, all kinds of really cool and interesting ones too. Mm-hmm. And then the personal line side. So
exactly.
I'm really excited. So coming back to some of those challenges, like the first challenge was, what do I even do to build scale there? Got connected with a really good group. That helped with a lot. And what were some other challenges? Did you feel like you had like very consistent, predictable pipeline with plenty of business coming in to hit those goals? Do you feel like you had good systems in place, or what were some of those things that, like you say, enticed, but what were some of the things that you were looking for at that point in time?
Right.
Like, okay, these are the areas that I need to figure out to hit my jump in growth for the business.
Absolutely. Well, it was steady. It wasn't anything that there weren't any real peaks and there weren't really any valleys, but it was just kind of a steady business. Like I said, rocking along, not doing too much, but not really bad. It was okay. And then we started thinking about things and found, like I said, found David Nell. And one of the biggest things we did was reach out to mortgage loan officers. We probably have about 20 of those that refer to us regularly. When the market was so hot, we were writing anywhere from 80 to 100, 120 home policies a month. Right now, with it dropping back down, we're at about 50 to 70 a month, just home policies. So with that, just the home policy is great, but the potential to cross-sell for auto and life and mortgage life is something I'm just waiting to hire some people to sell it, because I've got a book of business and all these people need life insurance. So, but those are the opportunities that we've had once we got started and realized what we could do. And the mortgage loan officers have been very good to us. So we thank them daily.
So, amazing referral partners, but it sounds like looking to continue adding on your pipeline, on your marketing side,
Right.
Systems and everything, was big goals for that growth there. And then eventually now expanding out the team even more so than you already have, and with big growth this year. What are the things, Nancy, that have made the biggest impact on your growth? What have been the biggest needle movers for you?
Well, the biggest one I have to say is mortgage referrals. However, the one that is our bread and butter is our Google search history. If you search in Austin, Texas, the highest rated home insurance agents, we're in the top 3. So we get calls day in and day out because people look at our reviews. I think we've got 65 or 70 reviews. The people are very happy with what we do. We're very conscientious. We're all really friendly and get along well. Certainly engage people in conversation. And that Google search is huge. We're not paying to be up there. It's just the organic growth of how it's been because of the agency. So that is huge.
Guys, I want to highlight just how big that is. Nancy was not doing SEO or some sort of SEO services or anything like that stuff. Nancy organically, through doing an amazing job and getting reviews from her clients, is one of the top 3 inside of a major city like Austin for those search results. That is insane. And that's what you can build and grow. You do a good job in reviews. A lot of people think SEO has got to be crazy fancy and you got to hire people and all this sort of stuff. And there are some things you can do, but in general, if you do a good job and you get a lot of reviews and well known in your area, you will be the person that people come to. And so I love that you've built so much through referrals and reputation and amazing reviews and stuff. So awesome. That's absolutely amazing. So the Google search and showing up there and doing an amazing job, and getting reviews from your customers has been a big thing that's helped. What are some other things that you've put in place?
The new one that we're adding now is every client that we have and every new client that we get, we will be asking them for a minimum of 3 referrals. That if we took care of them and they were happy, we'd love to have the top 3 people that they talk to every week and have their phone number and their name. And then once we get the referral from them, we'll text them a blurb to send to the person that we're going to contact that says, we're working with Nancy. She's great. Give her an opportunity. She's going to give you a call. And so for every policy that we sell, we have an opportunity to sell a minimum of 3 to the 3 referrals that we get, and then multiple policies thereafter. There is no end. It just keeps growing and growing and growing. So that is huge.
I love it. Nancy really embodies, when we talk about the perfect pipeline, which we've done some trainings and webinars and stuff on before, Nancy's super solidified that third portion of the happy client generator, essentially, that, Nancy's clients and referrals from those clients and doing a good job with them and retaining them, which she has a super high retention rate as well, essentially feeds Nancy new business that then feed her more new business, that feed her more new business. And that's really the example of when you do that really, really well and you do really well with your customers and have the reputation, that it almost becomes self-fulfilling, that you're feeding your business more business through your customers. And so I love how you've done such a good job of that and very intentional with asking, putting systems and processes in place for that, and then just really leveraging just reputation and doing an amazing job, because that goes such a long way in the PNC world. In fact, kind of highlight this because I think a lot of PNC people will be like, this is kind of crazy. How much of what you've built and put together and built in this $3.3 million agency, Nancy, has been working leads and working internet leads or making dials and calls on lead lists and stuff?
Never dialed a lead. 0.
Did you hear this, guys? Did you hear this? She's literally built $3+3 million PNC agency in an industry that's filled with working leads. Not there's anything against that. In fact, there's a lot of things we teach and talk about on that side too, but literally has done this through referral partners and reputation and doing an amazing job with her agency, and maybe even social media and some other things she's put in place as well. And huge congrats for that, because why there's benefits and stuff with leads and the good systems and stuff. Like you've done this so organically, which is amazing, because most people are like, how in the world would you get to 3+ million just helping, but especially in just a matter of a few years as well. So big shout out and props for that.
Thank you. Let me tell you just real quickly about the how we get referrals. I work with a lady that presented the program to me. And what I do is once a week on Wednesdays, I send her all our new clients for the last week, and they send out a request through both SMS and email, and asking them to give us a referral or at least stars, whatever they'll do. And it has just been fabulous. We started off with 0 reviews, and now we're up to 65 online. And that's how it's gotten us into the top 3 of the agencies in Austin. So, and Austin's 1 million plus. The greater Austin area is 2 million people. So it works. Do it if you can.
I love it. Really doing well and appearing on the search engines, getting a lot of, reviews and everything, just even organically there. And then second, having a solid referral system in place and getting referrals both from your referral partners. So strategic referral partners, like mortgage loan officers obviously go so well with PNC insurance, especially homeowners insurance. And so having solid strategic referral partners, which we should all have. And then third is having referrals from your clients that you're being very strategic about and asking for and making sure to do an amazing job with. So those are 3 really big things that you've mentioned that you've put in place that have had a really big impact on your growth and your agency. Any other things that you want to share as far as things you've put in place?
In fact, I don't even use social media. I shouldn't say that now, but we're about to get that started between my virtual assistant and myself. We'll be posting every day, and I'll be doing live videos. So that'll be one other area that will solidify and start getting organic leads from as well. So it doesn't take a lot. If you just take a few minutes a day and post online, do what you need to online, you can start generating your own leads, and it's well worth it.
And the social media that she has done and the videos she's done, even some at our events, have been quite good and also fun. So maybe she'll share some of those, which I would love. So I love it. So ready to rock the social media world. Why is that such a big thing? Why is that such a big advantage? Why is that going to be a big thing for Nancy as well? Is if you already have a really great reputation, a really good customer base, and referral partners, social media is only going to turbocharge that. Because you think about it, those same people that shout you out in real life and refer to you in real life are now on social, where they're also connected with whole networks and groups of people, that it's so easy for them to tag you on things, to recommend you, connect you in Facebook Messenger directly, so you can go ahead and talk to that referral and be connected with them. All those things, like social just turbocharges everything. So if you already have a great reputation or clients that love you, social media is only going to help blow that up even more. But yeah, really excited about that. And maybe getting some Nancy do some TikTok videos, some dancing. We'll see what we Queen Nancy. Yeah, absolutely. So
definitely
love it. So any other areas before we hop in to the next question? As far as what else, if anything, has been a really big impact for you?
Like I said, a lot of ours is word of mouth. Everybody I see, everybody I talk to, I ask them for their insurance. I just tell them that we've got a thriving agency, that we would love to have you, that we take good care of you, and we get new clients daily just from that. So talk your agency up. If you're out there among people, talk to them about what you're doing. Everywhere you go, kids' schools, out at night, whatever the case may be, talk about it, and you'll definitely grow your business.
Don't be a secret agent, guys.
That's right.
Let everybody know. So shout it from the rooftops. So with that, also, how important has your team been?
My team is huge. It's not huge in size, but it's huge in production. I have 2 producers right now. One in Austin is remote, and the other one is selling Texas out of Oregon. And they both do a tremendous job, and we all work real well. We've got a VA that we share, and life is good. So I'm ready to start hiring people for additional business as well, and look forward to meeting people and getting going with that.
You've got so many opportunities, guys. I love it. So lots of opportunities for even more growth there. And then also wanted to add, like we talked about strategic referral partners. We talked about referrals from your clients as well. How about from other agents? Have you had a lot of other insurance agents that maybe don't do PNC other states, other stuff, send you business as well? Has that been a part of your referrals and business too?
Absolutely. We got a lot of business from California, people coming in for investment property or simply leaving the state and moving to Texas. And we get a lot of referrals from that. I was going to say something else and it completely went away. So I won't talk about that, whatever it was. But yes, we do. Other agents.
Probably not everybody from California is moving to Texas anyways.
Exactly. But it seems there's a lot of things that captive agents can't write. And so they call us because we can write different aspects of insurance in an independent agency.
So speaking of that, have you kept any relationships like from Farmers World or other captive world that, that send you over stuff they can't write?
Oh, absolutely. Absolutely. I had a good relationship with the farmers agents in my district, and I'm always here to help. So if there's anything I can do, I'll help them any way I can.
I love it. Building referral relationships.
Absolutely.
So key. And when you do that, like think about you guys, especially for those that work a ton of leads or a ton of like paid advertising or hiring, marketing companies and things like that. Think about what that looks like, and also profitability wise, if you're able to really build, or at least either all or a huge portion of your business off of referrals, off of reputation, off of connecting with referral partners, and from your clients sending you more people. That's huge. Think of how much, that's you're basically acquiring, essentially for free, just your time and reputation you put in for those additional business coming in, and the long-term impact. Once you have a few people send you some referrals and you do a good job, they send you more, and more people want to send you referrals, and more, and it just stacks, and then it just skyrockets. So it's so powerful. So go ahead, Nancy.
I was going to say, and in that industry, most realtors, most mortgage loan officers, they talk to the other people in their industry. I mean, if you do a good job for them, they will certainly tell the others, and they'll call you to start working with them. So it pays off to do a great job for them.
Love it. What advice do you have for those tuning in today on what they can do for growing their business, and also what you wish you would have known when you were getting started?
Oh, goodness. What I wish I had known when I was starting was what to do and how to grow a business. It was more like I fell into it. Different opportunities presented themselves, or another agent may have mentioned something. I did a lot of networking and building those type of associations that helped me tremendously. It may have not even been someone that was in the insurance business that made a suggestion, and I took it and ran with it. So keep your eyes and ears open, get out there and meet people and see what you can do to get some relationships going, and ultimately into referral partners. You can start with realtors, you can start with mortgage lenders, you can go to car dealerships. There's tons of things we can do to grow our business. One of the main things I wish I had done earlier was to hire staff. You can't do it all. There's no way at all. You've got to have people helping you. So even if you could hire someone part-time, they could take care of your social media or marketing to your current book of business, whatever the case may be. I urge you to hire people early. It will help you tremendously.
Team and staff being so important.
Absolutely.
And really helping. And I want to point out, like Nancy talking about treating this as a business.
Yes.
I know everybody's like, oh, duh, that makes sense, of course. But in reality, the agents aren't treating this like a business. They're hopping in and like, oh, let me work a few hours, let me call a few people, or I just need to sell, and it'll just be me, and I'll just have this business be me. Like, that's not treating it like a business. Like, Nancy is building and has already built a business. And this is a company that operates daily, that brings in clients daily, that gets referrals daily, that is growing bigger and bigger. And she's paying attention to how the business is coming in, what improvements can I make, who do I need to hire, how do I put them in place. That is building a business. If it's just you and you're just selling insurance each day and waking up and doing it again, you're really kind of running a job for yourself, essentially, rather than essentially building a business. Because like, if you were to get sick for 6 months and it's just you selling, what's happening during the 6 months? But Nancy's got a team role, she's got an agency role, and she's got help, support, and it's only getting bigger. Like, same thing with our business. If Elle and I were, disappear for a few weeks, the business would literally still run, and it's still an amazing team and amazing people and stuff, and putting things and systems in place that it can. And that's ultimately what we're building, guys. And insurance has such a huge opportunity for that. And so treat this like a business. Think of it like a business, because it is. So absolutely. So I love that, building referral relationships, talking to people you wish you would have really kind of known what those initial things to put in place were. You wish you would know, kind of like looking at it like a business, and what do I need to do there, especially as for team, and how important that was. And talk a little bit else, like how, as far as like the beginning now and different stuff, as far as like mentorship or coaching, or people like really helping you spot things or put things in place and stuff like that. Has that been like an important factor to your growth as well.
Very much so. I have coaches in Jumpstart Go. I have a business coach that I meet with every week that keeps me on track. I have mentors. It's just, you got to have people around you that are willing to listen to you and that you can ask questions of, and they can give you good advice. The other thing to treat your business like a business is make sure if you keep up with your bills every month, that's great. Use QuickBooks. I use a bookkeeper that is not my full-time bookkeeper. I just pay her for the work that she does. There are lots of people around like that. And so I have a bookkeeper and a CPA. I get a profit and loss statement every month. And it's so important to treat this like a business. That way people, number one, look at you differently because you do have a business. You're not just one person trying to keep a job. So I urge you to treat it like a business, and you'll see where it can go.
I love it. And, you'd be surprised, or maybe not so surprised, how many agents are like, what's a P&L? Or I don't have that, which always blows my mind a little bit. But as there's so many agents that, I think they wake up, they try to, sell and help people, and they never pay attention to what does the P&L look like? What does my business look like? How am I growing my profitability, my revenue, my team? Where do I need to invest in? What do I need to maybe change my expenses on? There's so many things like that. That is truly treating it like a business. No business doesn't have a P&L. If it's a business, it has a P&L. You're reviewing it, you're growing it. So
the P&L is your profit and loss statement. So if you're not familiar with that,
profit and loss, yeah, it was probably explained. Yeah, it's probably if you're going to have any financial report of your business, that is like at least you should have a P&L. And especially when it comes to like P&C side and stuff, especially because Nancy, how simple is commissions tracking and doing all the commission stuff on the P&C side? It's just a breeze and easy, right?
No, I wish it was easy because it does take time, and it's going to get worse, but I'm happy for it to get worse. That'll be just fine with me. But yeah, you get commissions from every company, and trying to reconcile that and pay the right commission to each producer is not an easy task, but it can be made easier with the bookkeeper or people that can help you.
And as you're growing, that becomes bigger and bigger and bigger to where, if your business would go under if you don't have any sort of financial tracking and commissions tracking, any sort of stuff like that. It's just not possible. So that's why it's so important, even from like day one, treat it like a business. Yeah, you might not have much to put on the P&L yet, or there might not be a lot of expenses other than like, I'm reaching out to people, I'm going to events or whatever it is, but start treating it like a business from day one. And then it'll be much easier as you continue to grow, and things will make more sense to it as well. Like some people treat this like almost like not viewing it as a business and like, oh, I'm afraid to invest in anything, or I'm afraid to either do leads, or I'm afraid to like maybe get a certain software I need or something like that because like, oh, I'm spending money. But if you're really treating it like a business, you're seeing each thing that you do very strategically and purposely as an investment. Okay, this makes sense and I need this, which is going to help me do this, which is going to result in the growth of my business and profitability there. I need this. This makes sense. I'm going to invest in that. I'm going to hire someone. That's going to cost me money. It's a little bit scary, but is an investment because it's going to allow me to do this. Nancy isn't expecting those producers she's hired to sit there and do nothing. She's expecting a certain amount of production and revenue and everything to come from those agencies hiring, knowing that's allowing her business to grow even more, to make even more revenue, even more profitability, even more value in that business, which those of you guys don't know, P&C premium is valued very highly nowadays. And people very much like buying books and businesses. And there's just a huge amount of value in P&C books and businesses now. So, it's building a very valuable asset that you're building throughout that time period as well. So I love it. I love sharing everything, Nancy. Any other piece of advice before we hop to the next part?
Let me reference my notes real quick and I will let you know. I have something. Yes, a couple of things. Talk about a mentor or coach. Purchase an office. You have to have an office. Okay. Most carriers require you to have an office. As long as we keep a main office, everybody can be remote, and that works perfectly. But we bought an office about 12 years ago, and it's the best thing that we ever did. We were spending lots and lots of money on rent, and now it's going to us and not to a landlord. Last I would say to join the programs from Jumpstart Go. Closers Click, Legends, the Producers Academy, they have awesome programming. And if you want to learn the insurance business from the inside out, you need to get on board with Jumpstart Go, even if it's just becoming a member of MFIA right now. So you can start slow and then just jump on when you're ready.
I love it. And Nancy's actually on all the programs. Yeah. So yeah, Nancy's been with us since day one, and absolutely love seeing her grow, everything she's put in place there. And absolutely, yeah, would love to connect, love to talk about that. In fact, talk about that in just a second. But before that, what was the piece of advice you said right before that? Oh, the the office. And this is an interesting thing I really wanted to highlight too, that Nancy talked about having an office, definitely a little more on the P&C side of carriers wanting that physical office, even though everything be done technology today. But anyways, some carriers, they very much still want that office. But instead of, and this is how Nancy is treating everything like a business and thinking this through. Nancy didn't just buy the office to help save herself on rent and to own the building and that as an asset, which she did also. I mean, that is an asset. But Nancy also turned this into a revenue source and profit source for her because she's got tenants in parts of the office that she owns as well that pay her rent. So she took what most people would be like, oh, how can I find an office and I'm gonna have to pay rent and it's just an expense. Nancy turned this into a revenue center for herself where she's actually getting rent from tenants. So this is ways to think through things like a business. Like, people can view a situation two different ways. Like, oh, okay, well, this, I guess I just need to rent something to have somewhere to rent or whatever, versus oh, this is an opportunity. This is just an additional asset of mine. Cool, let me do that or whatever. And when you view it like that, that's how you build up a whole portfolio of assets and wealth that way. So make sure you start kind of viewing things a little bit differently, because a lot of that just comes in the mindset and how we think about things.